Hey everybody!
What's up, everybody? We
Welcome to another week of All Things Married.
we're your hosts, Derek and
Crystal.
Derek and Crystal, and we're back.
Yeah.
We're back.
How was your day?
Good.
I'm not sure if that's the correct answer, but all
No, no,
right.
no. It was. I actually had a rough patch this morning.
Okay.
But I did get a good chunk of stuff done, so that's always
That
good.
always trumps some stuff. Yeah.
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 But yeah, overall was a good day.
Cool.
Lots
Cool.
of meetings,
Ah.
like literally from like 9:30 ish, 10 o'clock to about 3. Basically
Meetings.
nonstop meeting.
I had meetings too. With myself.
Good job. Anyway, housekeeping, announcements, so on and so forth. Same as always, our sponsor, us. So the announcements are all us centric.
Yeah.
It is what it is. That being said, shout out to King's Kids Wellness on Facebook.
Yes.
If you are not a part of that group where we talk about, mental, physical, emotional, spiritual health, and just becoming better people as individuals. This channel is about becoming better people in our relationship, in our partnerships. But King's Kid Wellness is about becoming a better you.
Just the individual. Yeah.
Yeah, got some stuff going on over there that's personal for me, so go check that out. Yeah,
I'm proud of you, babe.
yeah.
I am.
I got to do better this week though.
It's okay.
Yeah,
We
but
still give ourselves claps and pats on the back
oh yeah. But
for the
again, this
small
week is
victories.
this week is more so about maintaining as opposed to. That being said, I do got to get some exercise in today,
Help me
tomorrow.
maintain. Okay.
Any
Got it.
announcements you got?
No, if you're new to the channel, little bit.
Yep.
Subscribe.
Yep. Oh, he
Subscribe.
don't talk like that no
Follow.
more.
No, he
Right?
doesn't. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook.
Yeah.
Yeah. Share and like this video.
If you don't know who we were talking about, we're talking about our nephew Caleb. Love him. First of all, love all our nieces and nephews to death. But it's just funny because he's 2,
Yeah.
and
He
up until
has an
like a couple
amazing
months ago,
personality.
his talking was just like, but he would like have whole conversations like that, and it was the most adorable thing.
It is.
And now he's actually starting to say like words like the no's and the moms and the uhs and the all of that stuff.
Yeah.
So, and actually trying to articulate. So, yeah. But yeah, he's great. Anyway, on to our discussion for today. This is going to be a quick one. I say that often, but I promise you this one's going to be a quick one for real in real life.
Are you looking at yourself?
Yeah, I'm
I can't.
using it as a mirror.
I can't.
Using the camera as a mirror.
I cannot. So yeah, today, guys, we're gonna be talking about it's not a real drum roll. Yeah. So, what are something from your past that you feel has impacted you, has influenced you to be the partner or the spouse that you are today?
Okay. Cool. Cool. Okay, cool. Cool.
Sounds like you don't know.
No, got to put some thought into it because I mean, it's been said multiple times on this channel as well as in life. We're the sum total of all of our experiences, right? Or the culmination of all of our life's experiences. So technically everything, but to think of one.
And it could be individuals. It could be event.
I would say, gotcha. I would say, for me, is my tenure as a roommate with my college friends.
I was about to say your tenure.
Yes.
Go ahead. I was about to say that.
My time is having college roommates, but not actually like living on college campus, but living um, like having an apartment,
Mm-hmm.
living with some of my buddies from school. That has that molded me as an adult a lot,
Mm.
actually, because that was my first stint outside of living at my parents' place.
Mm.
Um, yeah, and so mind you, I've always classified myself as a fairly responsible person. Mind you, I liked school, never really cared about like school responsibilities in the sense of, oh, homework, project, whatever. It was just like, yeah, I mean, I'll get to it when I get to it. I know it needs to be done, so I'll do it, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But that to me wasn't responsibility. You know what I mean? And then of course, you have household chores and things, but it's just like, I mean, they're household chores. It's all cut. It's summertime. Make sure you keep the grass cut. It's like, eh, you know, no one dies if the grass isn't cut, right?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, people are probably really annoyed. More specifically, my parents, my dad especially, is probably really annoyed if the grass isn't cut. But nobody
Right.
dies if the grass isn't cut, right?
Right.
Um, but having this apartment and being a fairly responsible individual and considering myself like if I have obligations and duties, I'm going to handle them. And then everyone involved in that situation didn't view responsibility in the same light, right? They
Mm-hmm.
didn't look at it quite the same way, or at least didn't have the same priorities that I did.
Right.
And so, um, going through some of the situations that we went through, um, really emphasize and stress the importance of not only having a sense of responsibility, but the importance and the significance behind prioritizing those things and what it actually looks like for those priorities not to be in proper order.
Mm.
Again, this isn't like shade at anybody that was there or whatever,
Right.
because again, everybody had their own set of priorities,
Right.
and what's prioritized for you may not be for me.
Right.
But I'd always seen my parents be responsible and handle home and whatever.
Mm.
And so this gave me an instance of what it looks like when that doesn't happen,
Right.
right? And so and not only that, how to, for lack of a better term, manage or handle people in areas of conflict, because I feel like a lot of times, and I'm sorry if I'm talking a whole lot.
You're answering the question, so.
A lot of times, to me, people don't really learn how to and don't really understand how to conflict resolve and
Right.
how to handle conflict between people.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's just like a lot of people are just really passive
Right.
aggressive.
That's actually in my intensive class last week.
Mm-hmm.
That was my group project, conflict management.
Right.
And
right.
we discussed
Right.
why it's important to have conflict management.
Right.
Yeah, so conflict management is something that we all go through. So
Right. Yeah. And so yeah, that was, and it wasn't like we were at each other's throats
Mm-hmm.
or things like that, but really really quick example of the conflict management piece of that. But one of the guys comes into a sum of money, buys a PlayStation. I guess it was 4 at the time, or whichever one it was.
Mm-hmm.
It must have been a 4. It's not the 5. And but we didn't have like a flat screen TV for the living room, right? And so, but I had like the little smaller one in my room. He allegedly messaged, and I'm not gonna say alleged because he did. He messaged me on Facebook because I didn't pick up my phone and asked if he could use the thing. I didn't see the message, but apparently, like while it's in my pocket or whatever, I hearted the message or like thumbs up or whatever it was, the message. So he took that as, yeah, go ahead, get the TV. So I get home and my TV is in the living room and you're playing the PlayStation. Now, and in this particular instance, you're sitting there, you've been at home all day long. I'm just getting home from school and about to head out to work. So now that makes the situation doubly frustrating because you here chilling, I'm heading to work, and you just went in my room and took my TV. And as far as I'm concerned, you took my TV without asking. Mm-hmm. You're lucky I didn't, physically retaliate in anger. And so I'm at work and I'm talking to, different ones at work about it. And, and they're like, oh, I would have did this, I would have did da 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 da. And so, frustration's boiling up. But then as an adult, this is someone that I live with. You can't just react just because emotions.
Right. There's different consequences.
There's a conversation, again, another podcast, not all things. I Am Athlete. I Am Athlete. They were talking about reaction versus response. You can't just react because that's emotional. Mm-hmm. You have to respond, be analytical, think about what's going on, and then make a conscious decision.
Right.
And so rather than reacting to the situation, I took some time, went on ahead to work, let the emotion go away, and then responded and was just like, hey, you've never gone and just taken my stuff before. Like, why?
Right.
And then he explained, I sent you a message. Boom, this is what it looked like. And I go back, I look, here's the message. Okay, cool, makes sense. Don't know how you get the thumbs up because I didn't go in it, but whatever the case may be, I understand why you did it now. That makes sense. There's no reason to actually be angry. It just took a conversation.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so, and again, and I say that has guided, like that whole, apartment, whatever thing guided me in this relationship and moving forward because, again, the conflict resolution, you know what I mean? The understanding how to prioritize responsibilities for me such that I can be successful and I can be okay. Right. How to deal with other people and maneuver in a situation with other people when it may not always be most favorable for me.
Right. Because even in that scenario and a lot of scenarios that we come into, your feelings were valid.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Even after he says, hey, you thumbs up, and your feelings are still valid because, bro, you can still say, I've never gotten, allowed you to do this thing. Yeah. So you should have verified and checked. You could have,
especially when you say you couldn't. I wasn't picking up my phone. I wasn't answering text message or whatever. Right. So you Facebook messaged me.
Right.
Logic said, and again, if it were me, I would have been like, well, I called, I text. Yeah, you responded to the Facebook message, but also I already called and texted you.
Right.
So let me verify to make sure.
Right.
Like so yeah.
You could have, still be feeling like I'm valid in feeling this way.
Yeah.
And not resolve.
Right. Exactly.
That situation. You know what I'm saying? So it's definitely beneficial.
Yeah. And the funny thing is, I was talking to the other roommate again, Jamar, my guy, and he's just like I understand. I really he's just like, I really understand. That doesn't sound like something he would do. It's like, but if he did that, boy, I got you. Like, and again, but again, his thing was, I understand where you're coming from. I understand why you feel the way you feel, and if that's how it happened, whatever you do is what you do. I'm out of it. You handle your handle. He was like, but at the same time, that's our guy. That's not how he rolls. He doesn't do that type of thing. You at least owe him the conversation. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I was just like, no, you're right. I get it. But I am pissed right now, so I ain't going to say nothing right. I'll talk to him when I get off work, but right now.
Oh.
we are whole adults.
Yeah, my mama told me I couldn't say that word when I was younger.
Right. But
It was funny because I used it because I knew she
because
was
you
going.
knew you couldn't.
I knew she was gonna say no, I couldn't use it. So I was just like, Mom, can I say?
So you had to get it out there.
Get it on out.
But yeah, and honestly, but like I said, that was a really good lesson for that particular was a really good lesson for me because again, angry, talked it out with my guy, and like I made the conscious decision. I'm upset right now. I know I'm upset right now. If I confront you about it right now, then it's not gonna turn out in a positive way.
Yeah.
So let me take my anger, go somewhere else, let the anger subside, and then I'll come back and address it when I've had time to decompress.
Yeah, and process what it is that you were feeling.
So yeah, that's my example that I'm using.
Okay, that's a pretty good example, though.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say, I don't want to just pinpoint my romantic relationships, but I'm gonna say I always thought my sentences was so. I'm gonna say not just my romantic relationships, but all relationships, my friend relationships, platonic relationships. I would say they kind of gave me the understanding of the individual that I wanted to be.
How dare you credit another man?
Not even. Not even.
Right. That was me being petty, by the way,
y'all. It just taught me how I wanted to be.
Right.
As not only in my relationship, but as an individual. When we grew up, we didn't get certain instructions or
angles,
teachings.
Right.
It was right. It was just be abstinent. Wait till you get married. Boys is the last thing you need to be worried about.
Right.
There was no.
When realistically, it's like number two at minimum. It's number two.
But I can't talk to you. I can't talk to you about this homework because you're the last thing that I should be thinking about.
Yeah. No. Like. Like.
That's extreme, but
I mean that was.
Yeah.
To a degree, that was the perception.
Right.
Yeah.
So it taught me when I started dating as an adult, with like college and stuff like that, I had the principles of, my religious background, the teachings my mom had given us and stuff like that.
Right.
But I was like what is it? What do they call it? A green. You were green. Yeah. I was really green.
You were naive. Naivete.
Yeah, I was naive to a lot of things, and not even just about how guys, act and stuff like all of that.
Yeah.
But just how to be somebody's partner, how to be somebody's girlfriend. So it landed me in a lot of different situations and decisions that I didn't need. I didn't have to have.
Right.
That's one of the things that I always say. I don't need to know that the stove is hot by touching it. If my mama said that the stove is hot,
right,
there's just certain lessons I shouldn't have to learn by experience.
Right. Yeah.
And a lot of those in my relationships I learned by experience that I didn't have to learn.
Yeah.
But I will say that it did teach me how the woman that I wanted to be versus the woman that I was. The naive individual, the gullible individual, the what's the words that I can say? But it just taught me that okay, don't be this crystal. You need to be this crystal. You need to ask certain questions. You need to protect your heart, protect yourself, protect your body better. So I would say those relationships. My friends' relationships, I was able to see how they dated and how they didn't date, but they was entangled. And it was just like, wait, I don't want that.
It's wild because, and that's why I said there's a lot of things that we could, a lot of examples that we could give.
Of course.
But it's wild because, and I'll say it this way, it's really easy in childhood and as an adult to see the wrong or see the errors, the mistakes, or not even wrong, but see the flaw in someone else's decision making. Like like looking from the outside
in.
watching a situation
Yeah.
is it's so easy to kind of pick apart and say, because one, you have the advantage of hindsight,
Right.
and then you also have the advantage of perspective.
Right.
You can say, oh, this one's saying this one's doing that, that one's saying this and doing that, this one is over here with da 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 da, and so you can easily draw connections and place things. But one thing that we learn over time, and I feel like I can say that we both have learned through our past, lives, situations, experiences, etc., is that it's different once you're in a situation. Whether it's good or bad, understand this does not apply to, I was done wrong or I'm out here, wilding in the streets. No, this could apply to like work or anything. But like actually being in a situation and having to, for lack of a better term, make decisions on the spot and analyze situations when your emotions are involved and when your friends' feelings and your partner's feelings, what is mama gonna think, what daddy gonna think, what sister gonna think, when all of those things are playing a part, and then now you have to make a decision and then stand on that decision, it's a lot more difficult.
Right, because to an extent you can reason in your brain the decisions and the actions that you make.
Yeah.
There were several things that I just reasoned in my mind.
However good or
this
bad
was
that may
okay. One instance, if this person is watching, then this is a story that I'm about to tell. If you're not, then oh well.
Use fake names.
I'm not going to use names. I'm just going to tell the story.
Gotcha. I was
there was an incident that happened where, long story short, I had got a bruise on the back of my leg. One of my partners was playfully hitting me in the same spot. I reasoned in my mind
that was okay,
that this was a playful banter.
Yeah.
Even though it left a bruise on my leg. Right. Because I can bruise easily. Right. Depending on what happens. Or
all of that plays into your excusing.
Right.
And rationalizing that it was okay.
Because this person was a big kid.
Yeah.
Playful and all that stuff. I can reason in my mind that this was a playful thing, but you left a bruise on my leg.
Right.
So, end up in the midst of me texting this person and saying, you left a bruise on my leg.
Right.
Like you played too much, you left a bruise on my leg.
Yeah.
I accidentally text one of my aunts. And my aunt was just like, who left a bruise on your leg?
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh snaps. And I was just like, well, such and such.
It is what it is.
Such and such left a bruise on my leg. We were playing and whatever. And my aunt called my sister. And so the next day was Saturday. And so my sister was like, turn around and let me see. Yeah. Like literally before I got in the car, she was like, turn around and let me see.
Right.
And
you did good, Tiffany.
She probably don't even remember this, but I reasoned in my brain that this person was playing.
I only said Tiffany because, that's your sister.
I only got one sister.
You only got one sister.
One blood sister, right. Yeah. Jessica's my sister too, but yeah. Don't do her like that.
Who, Jessica?
Yeah.
No,
I thought you said no.
No.
Yeah. So, and then I hindsight, like you said, it's 2020. After the fact, years after the fact.
Right.
I'm just like, yo, not only did this person hit me in the same spot playfully, because again, long story short, guys, there were things in my relationship that I did that made this individual upset. So even though we were still dating or dealing with each other or whatever, that individual was getting me back
Right.
in subtle ways.
They were retaliating.
Right.
Without saying or showing that they were retaliating. Right. Or rather they were attempting to disguise the retaliation.
Right.
As, oh, we're just
right.
joking.
And then this person may have or may not have been thinking that broad, but in the midst of it, it's just like, I gotta get my anger out. Like in the moment, you know what I'm saying? It started off playing, but if I can get this back now, if I can get my lick back, then I'm getting my lick back. But years after, it was kind of like, this person was hitting me in my leg over and over. Everybody know if you hit somebody over and over in the leg, what it's gonna do. Like, and if you're just, you know. But not only did you do that, but you hit me in my leg, on the back of my leg, upper thigh.
Right.
So more than likely, it's not gonna show. Right. Like I'm gonna have clothing on that doesn't show.
There was a level of calculated risk, if you there was
Right. So it was just like years after, and I know we've had the conversation. You were just like, no, that's abuse.
No, big fact.
It was like, no.
Let me let y'all in on something. When we started talking, and then we were discussing it, and she put me on to this situation, I was just like, so can I fight him? I'll fight him right now. I don't like him. I will go take this 2+ hour drive to throw these hands. It's not a problem. No problem. And she's just like, but it was a long time ago. Nobody even cared. It was like, yeah, you're right. Long time ago, nobody even cares. But see, and like we've discussed again before, I was trying to talk to you a long time ago. Had you just not been stubborn and pretended that I was a kid and talked to me way back when,
here you go, y'all,
then that wouldn't have had to happen. So as far as I'm concerned, this happened on what should have been my watch. So now we got to throw these hands.
I can't. It wasn't on your watch, baby. It was on my watch.
No. I said what should have been my watch, but you was being hard-headed. You won't listen to the Lord. You won't listen to the Lord is what happened.
I clearly won't listen to the Lord.
So, but that's not the here nor there.
So, again, and I don't hold anything against that individual. I think that individual, again, there were things that I had done that made that individual upset, and then conflict resolution.
Right.
You don't know how to deal with conflict. You don't know how to deal with certain things. Which honestly, hindsight 2020 again, probably should have been before that incident happened. Should have just been like, look, this is toxic. What we know now as toxic. This is a toxic situation. This is a toxic relationship. Let's just go ahead and sever those. And I again take responsibility because it was partially my fault that we didn't sever ways and just go about our business because again, the whole topic, the whole thing, the topic that we're talking about is what has influenced me to not be the individual that I was, as well as to be the individual that I want to be and that I am in my relationship now. Again, not being gullible. Looking at things in reality outside of your emotions.
Right.
We can accept a lot of things because I love somebody. Because this individual is my everything, and we can accept certain things that we shouldn't accept.
It's funny that you say that. Because I was thinking about a situation, honestly, and we can talk about how this came across, whatever, at a later time. But I was thinking about a situation.
Not on camera.
Right. Well, no. It's not even that. It's not even that. But when we talk about it, you'll understand.
Got you.
But long story short, there was a situation where there were strong feelings involved. Mm-hmm. And because of those feelings, I was willing to accept certain things. Mm. and write it off as like, yeah, well, it's whatever. Now, everybody else involved, no excuses.
Yeah, we have a period.
Yeah.
We have a period where we just dumb.
No, big facts. And it was just like, like literally everybody else involved in this particular situation and everybody else that behaved similar to this one individual, it was just like, nah, you did it on purpose. You a clown. You this, you that, da 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 da. I ain't got time for you. Like, I'm done with you. Cut it off immediately. But this individual, it was just like, well, no, because this one did that, and so they had a reason. That one said this thing, and so they had a. I can't explain this part, but there had to be a good reason for it until some years in the future, and we're talking, and they're just like, no, I was being spiteful, I was being petty, and I'm just like. And like my brain broke.
Yeah.
Like when they told me, my brain literally like for a moment shattered because I'm just like, but how? Why?
Right.
I was nothing but kind and
we females can
and open and helpful and generous and all these other things. Why? And it was just like low key because it was something to do.
Yep.
And like that.
We be bored.
That fried my brain.
Yeah.
And
because men sometimes, males are strategic.
Yeah.
Like we have a plan of why we did something, and we women be like, we bored.
and that was the part. That was the part that I couldn't.
Yeah.
That I couldn't wrap my brain around because again, some of the males that were friends and all this other stuff at the time when they were doing things, it's just like, nah, you plotting, fam. I know a plot when I see one. You can't get over on me. But like this person, it was just when I say it fried my brain for like a solid week.
I'm gonna give you. Why do we call men dogs? We call men dogs, right?
Yeah. No, I got you.
We don't necessarily call, but women are cats. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, cats is disrespectful.
Yeah.
Like, them suckers.
And I say this as a woman. I'm sorry, lady. And yeah, you can say, well, no, I thought you was gonna say the B word.
Yeah,
like,
no. It's cats and dogs.
Cats. Women are cats. We are sneaky. We are sly. You know what? I would have. I'm contradicting myself now because them cats be strategic.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But they do also be bored.
Yeah.
So I would.
But yeah, and to the point of shaping, whatever that situation. Even before I found out the person's reasoning and all that other stuff, that situation legitimately dictated how I dealt with people for at least like 7-ish years minimum.
Don't you try to blame that on me.
Minimum 7 years.
Don't you try
what
to
are you talking about?
Don't you try to blame that on me.
I'm not, I ain't blaming. I'm
saying if you would have been listening to the Lord.
Oh, no. And
because it was before my time.
Yeah.
I know.
Like everything started before and then, just life. But yeah, like when I say that literally dictated how I dealt with people for a minimum of 7 years.
Except for me.
Like a minimum of 7 years.
Except for me.
And even
except for me.
Okay, you got it. and even now it because again, we're the sum total of all of our experiences. Even now it plays a part in now when I see things and you're talking to different ones or whatever, it's just like, this is okay, that's what that is.
Right.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Compartmentalize. Yeah, yep.
I said it. Said that.
You did.
It just came out of his voice.
You did. It was like ventriloquism. Yeah.
Ventriloquism. That was probably a better, easier word for me to say, actually.
No, I saw you struggle though.
Ventriloquism.
Whatever. Anywho, peoples. These are our stories.
Yeah, not in depth, but
a day in the life of.
Yeah, those are just some of the things that I thought it was important to kind of see, like you always say, that we are the sum of all of the relationships and whatever,
Yeah.
whatever. But just to see different things, because sometimes we'll be like, why do I do this? And I
Yeah,
see,
yeah.
my sister always, because my sister is like a mother figure in my life. So
Mm-hmm.
I would always see my sister do this, so I do
Yeah,
this, and then
yeah.
it just be like, I don't have to do it that way, but you
Right,
know,
yeah, but
yeah.
yeah, yeah,
For my majority of my college, all of my college years, you know, my sister, I seen her as the wife, I seen her as mother,
yeah.
you know, so yeah, yeah.
Anywho, that's it for today. We ain't got too much more.
Yes. Yeah, we getting up off here.
Yeah. Also, cause I'm hungry.
Okay.
But in the meantime, in between time, we thank you guys for tuning in yet again. Uh, as always, like, share, comment, subscribe.
Yes.
Check out King's Kids Wellness on Facebook.
And if there's a topic, we haven't said this in a while, but if there's a topic,
oh yeah,
or discussion that you would like us to chime in on,
feel
free to hit up our inbox, hit up the comment section,
Yeah.
And we will discuss it and yeah, do
Yeah,
a live one.
we'll do something.
Yeah.
We'll do something for two something.
See you next week. We got something special for you guys in the month of February.
Yes.
So
Yes, you almost lost me there. For but yeah.
Be on the lookout.
But all that being said, we out.
Bye.
Deuces.